legends, welcome along to Hellmouth Hotline. I am Rodney Stewart. This is Angel we're talking about. And before we get going, check out the Patreon, www.patreon.com/CoinUsageMedia for everything else that I'm doing. The vast majority of stuff on my Patreon is all free to view and listen content. So I'm not looking any money off nobody because there's next to near no one listening to this shit. So it is what it is. You'll just about get everything over there. If you want to contact the show, hellmouthhotline@gmail.com. Let's get into it. This is the episode 20. My England isn't so good today. Sorry. This is episode 20 of Angel Season 1 Warzone. Great little episode. We get introduced to Charles Gunn in this episode. We open up with this girl. She's walking down the street. She's followed by a group of vampires. When the vampires go to attack her, they hear someone behind them. They turn around and there's the hero music building up. And someone dressed in black with a long dark coat on. And as a viewer, you're expecting it to be Angel, but it turns out to be this girl's brother, Charles Gunn. She's called Alana, and he's got a group of people there. They're ready to fight, but several of them are killed on both sides at the end of the fight. The vampires run off, leaving the humans to deal with the wounded. We cut over to Cordelia, Wesley and Angel. They're meeting a prospective client, David Nabbit, at a party, who's an interesting little character to say the least, who explains he's been blackmailed by Lenny Edwards for going to a demonic brothel called Madame Dorian's. Angel tracks down this guy Lenny and makes him promise he will hand over the incriminating photos the following night. He's seen begun at this point, and after receiving news that the vampires nearby, of course he reckons, let's go after this Angel guy. Sees him intimidating this guy Edwards from afar, and he plots to kill Angel. We cut over to Angel Investigations, and the guy they're working for, David Nabbit, he's a multi-millionaire essentially, and he's a nerd. He's a geek. He's a little bit like me. He's into all the weird stuff back then everybody thought was uncool, but now the geeks is running the planet, so it's all good. So he turns up at the premises when the job is done to pay them with a very, very large check. We don't get to hear the price that he gave them, but more money than what they expected. The next night, Angel meets this guy Lenny, who's brought the photos, and demon security guard with him. Angel manages to kill the demon, gets away with the photos. However, he gets staked in the chest by a couple of human gang members, and he's chased and forced to run through a gauntlet of vampire killing weapons. When he's confronted by Gunn and the others, Angel saves Alana's life from one of the traps and tries to explain that he's fighting for good. Over at Cordelia, she dresses Angel's wounds back at the office, of course, while they look at the graphic pictures that were being held for blackmail. Angel's still in pain, but goes off to find the nest of vampires before the gang of kids manages to find it and get themselves killed. Of course, he meets up with this guy Gunn again. Gunn questions Angel and his motivations for supposedly helping them. At this point, the vampires throw smoke bombs into the humans' hideaway, forcing them to escape to the surface. They're living rough on the streets, the whole lot of them, and it's gangland territory. It's humans against vampires. It's the Warzone, the title of the episode. They're forced out into the surface, covered in heavy clothes and wearing gas masks. The vampires capture several of the teen gang members, including Alana. Angel offers his assistance to Gunn and the others, but Gunn refuses and locks Angel in the meat locker. Doesn't trust vampires in the slightest. They've killed too many people that he cared about, and now his sister has gone missing. Angel tries to punch his way out of the locker, only to have Cordelia and Wesley turn up and open the door for him. This is a very swift go through of this episode. There's there's a lot happening, but there's not a lot happening as far as storytelling goes in this one. It's just, if you know, other than breaking it down word for word, essentially the big thing in this episode is trust. And Gunn doesn't trust Angel basically because of who he is. He's a vampire. I hate vampires. They've killed too many people, I know. But it's about to get a hell of a lot worse for Gunn than I ever imagined. So as they go off searching for the vampire's lair, Gunn finds Alana and very swiftly finds out that she's an undead Alana. But at first can't bring himself to kill what used to be his sister, and when she offers to make her brother a vampire, he stakes her. Now that is the clean version of that. This, of course, you know the concept of the vampires through the Buffy series and the Angel series. It's a demon inhabiting the body of the human, and she goes to some dark, dark places about the relationship between her and her brother, and it's it's fairly nasty, but this is just the main talking points here. Angel turns up, he kills the gang leader and arranges a truce with the rest of the group. He'll allow them to live if they leave the town and never return. So he gets rid of the vampires, taking out the big main commander of them. And you don't want to fuck with me, I'm jealous, sort of a thing. Cordelia considers getting involved with David for the money that he has at the end of the episode. I can really prostitute myself out to him, couldn't I? So yeah, a wee bit of comedy out of Cordelia. And this guy, David, he's got huge stacks of money, but he doesn't have a lot of friends, so he kind of clicks on to Angel investigations, and you do see that in following episodes. At the end of the episode, you get a moment between Angel and Gunn, and they're kind of, the situation hasn't changed much between the two of them. Gunn isn't going to trust Angel because of what he is, essentially. But you did help us, sort of a thing. And I'm not here to help you in any way, shape or form. But Angel says, in the future, I might need your help. At that, he walks off. They go their separate ways. So this has been a very swift episode up to this point. So I'm going to look through, see if I can get any tasty tidbits on the episode itself. It's a great, great episode, but as I say, very simple story, told fairly quickly. It's good stuff. Let me see now. Special effects supervisor Lonnie Perestere. I don't even know if I could say her name right. Perestere. Perestere. I don't know. Refined the dusting effect used when a vampire is killed, showcased by Gunn's fly through dusting and the opening scene of the episode. This technique, which cost $55,000 to use, depends upon a CGI skeletal frame surrounded by simulated dust, carefully matched to the projection of the live action footage. This allows for a complete organic transition from vampire to dust. That's interesting. Creator Josh Whedon wanted to introduce another character who would be very different from both Wesley and Angel. And when writer Gary Campbell pitched the idea of street kids battling vampires, the character of Gunn was conceived. Of course, we do get a hell of a lot more of him moving forward in the series. And a great, great character he turns out to be too. Where are we at? Alright, director David Stratton suggested to Michelle Kelly that the scene where Alana pushes Gunn onto the ground, she should enjoy that more. And that's when a laugh came out. Kelly says the actress explained that the director knew at this point her character was relishing and all the newfound strength and freedom, even if it was for evil. So, yeah, it's a great little episode. David Nabbit was originally intended to be a recurring character, but only appeared in 2 additional episodes. David Herman had difficulty fitting Angel into a schedule, so the writers stopped writing scenes for him. Yeah, he would have been. It would have been fun to have a little bit more of him throughout the series. You know, he had that way of showing up at the office, and you know, nobody was that interested in hanging out with him. But as I said earlier on, he's one of these guys that has loads of money. He's a computer nerd, and you know, everybody kind of looked at us that way back in the 90s and early 2000s. Just if you're into that sort of stuff, computer programming and whatnot, you weren't cool beyond the slightest stretch of the imagination. And I can only imagine what YouTubing and podcasting would have been like way back then. I didn't do it at that point. Like it was 2005, 2006, I think I started making videos and podcasts. And yeah, even up to now, people see me. Here is something that I did just to test the idea out. If anybody's ever seen me locally here in Northern Ireland, I have, and I put it there for this exact reason, I have a YouTube bumper sticker on the back of my car. And the whole reason I put that there was so I could, when I'm out driving, if I had someone stuck in traffic behind my car and they seen the bumper sticker, I wanted to see the reaction of the people in the car. And to this day, you always see someone sitting behind you in traffic and they look at the back of my car and the eyes drift down to see this YouTube sticker in the middle of the back bumper, and you'll see like a smart ass snigger between either the passenger to the driver or the driver to the passenger. It's like, look at that dickhead sort of thing. So, you know, we are still very much considered nerds in this day and age, but I'm all good with it. And that little character of David would have been interesting to have him just turn up, because the scenes that he does have past this episode is all those awkward moments whenever he just turns up out of the blue and like, do you want to hang, sort of a thing. So yeah, great little episode. And introduction to Gunn. So great. I love the Angel series much more than the Buffy series, I have to say now. But it's only because it's more adult and tone. So at this point, I'm just trying to stretch this episode out a little bit. But Warzone, definitely a moment within season 1 that is going to be important moving on with this character Gunn later on. And I think it's season 2 he comes into. But yeah, I think that's going to do it. So I'm going to get off here because I am struggling for words right now. There's not much more left to say for this episode, but fantastic. Absolutely love it. Before I go, once again, consider going over checking out my Patreon, patreon.com/CoinsAgeMedia. Chances are you'll get everything for free there. Like anything I'm creating and putting out there will definitely, from this point moving forward, apart from short videos and that sort of thing, you know, like longer YouTube videos and the podcast and stuff will all be going on to the Patreon 100% for free. So I'm not on here begging for cash. If you did consider maybe joining up to it, join up for free. You know, it's just, you'll get notifications of everything that's coming out of Coins Age Media at the minute, including the vlog channel, Rodney Stewart Every Day, the review channel, Rodney Stewart Reviews. A lot of thought put into those two names, wasn't there? Hellmouth Hotline, of course, and we've got a science fiction podcast called Scheme Me Up Body, which will be on there as well. So I look forward to maybe seeing you there. So that's going to do it for this episode. Until the next one, whatever you're doing, I hope you're doing it safely, and I'll talk to you all in the next one. This has been a production of Coins Age Media. Thank you so much for listening.